Hello lovelies, welcome back to Simplicity in Peak channel. There was once a woman, and this woman gave everything that she ever had to others. She gave her time, she gave her energy, and she also gave her love to everyone that ever comes around her. And that is why whenever someone called her, she always answered. Whenever someone is lacking, even before the person will answer, she will give. But something surprisingly shocking happened to this woman one day. One day, she sat alone in her room on her bed, quiet. She thought about her life and she started crying. She wept bitterly. And why was she crying? She was crying because she just realized, it just dawned on her that everyone that she ever helped, they have all moved on with their lives. But she was left alone, empty. And so this really made her to cry bitterly. And if you've ever felt like this before, or if you're feeling like this right now as we speak, like you've always poured your best, your all to everyone around you, but anytime you need help, no one shows up for you. If this is your case, then I want you to stick around until the end of this video, because what I'm about to be sharing with you is going to change the way and manner you see giving forever in your life. Now, giving is very, very important. Giving is so powerful, and that is why even the Bible made us to understand that blessed is the one that giveth than the one that taketh. And so with this, you've known that giving is powerful. And giving comes with a blessing. Okay? But there is a problem when you give blindly or you give in ignorance. This can really drain you, trust me. It will. Most times, we always confuse generosity with self-abandonment. Generosity is when you give. You always have this heart of giving to others because you care about them. Then self-abandonment or self-neglect is when you don't give to yourself, but you always give to others. Okay? That is self-abandonment. And I want you to know that when you always give to others and you don't give to yourself, what happens? You now cage yourself. You now cage yourself unknowingly to you. You will not tie yourself down. When your giving does not have limits, you'll be quarantined in your own giving. It will be a serious trap that you have set for your own self. When you are giving, you should know that you should have a time for you to pause. You always give to others and you forget yourself. You always give to others. You give until nothing is left with you. Because you are being brainwashed or you are being made to believe that givers never lack. And so you give until you are left with nothing. it is that bad. You must not give until you are left with nothing. Because you are being brainwashed, that is what you do. And you felt you are doing what is right. Giving in its way is not bad. Giving is not a bad thing. It is very good. As humans, trust me, we have to help one another. We have to be there for each other. But when you give and you forget yourself, that is self-abandonment. And who does that? Charity, they say, begins at home. You can't continue giving to others and you forget yourself. Let me tell you something. When you give until you are left with nothing, you will not be looking wretched. And these the same people that you've been helping, they will look down on you because they will not feel better than you, and so they will feel they can't associate with your kind, but they will forget you were the one that helped them. And that is the more reason why, as you are flourishing the life of others, remember to flourish yourself. You always give, yet you are broke, yet you lack. You know why? You give until you forget that you are supposed to pause for you to receive. This is the number one reason why you give, yet you are always broke. Because you don't pause to receive. You don't know that givers also need to receive. And when I talk about receiving, I am not talking about you collecting from others or receiving from others. I'm talking about you, the way and manner you give to others. That is the same way and manner you should give to yourself. So whenever you are giving, know that you need to pause to receive also. Because you cannot continue to give from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When the cup is empty, it is empty. There is nothing you can pour again. And that is how you give. You give until you give everything, you are left with nothing. And so you lack. And then you blame life. You say life is not fair with you. No, life is fair with you. It's just that in your giving, you don't pause to receive. And I want you to stick around with me until the end of this video, because the second reason why you give yet you lack, I'm going to give you at the end of this video. So stay with me. Now, when you are giving, there are two ways you give. You help and you carry. Okay? You help people or you carry people. And the best way of helping, the best way of giving rather, is helping them, not carrying them. When you help them, you uplift them. But when you carry them, you drain yourself. When you carry them, that is when you lack. So in your giving, help people, not carry people. And let me give you an instance for you to be clear, okay? For example, if someone falls on the ground, you give a helping hand to raise the person up. And so you people work together, or the person goes. It won't drain you. It will make you to be drained at all. But when somebody falls, and instead of you to help the person, you carry the person. When you carry the person, it becomes a load. And with time, you are going to break down. And when you are giving, you have to give from overflow and not from lack. Give from overflow. When you give from lack, you will always live in lack, yet you are giving. Givers lack when you don't give with wisdom. When you don't give out of overflow, you will give and you will live broke. You will live in lack. You will live, you will give and you'll be drained. Always give from overflow. Wastage is bad. Instead of you to waste what you have, you give to somebody to help the person, and it won't cost you anything. It won't drain you. It won't draw you backward because you are giving from overflow. Giving from lack, you don't have, you need, yet the little you give out, you will continue to struggle. Give, but have a limit. Set your boundary. Have a level you give to and then you pause to refill yourself. Because if you don't refill yourself, you will also be in that state of lack. Most times, we give because we want others to see that we are giving. You know what? You are a good person. And so you give because you care. You give because you have a pure heart, a kind heart, a godly heart to help others. But let me tell you, it's good to be generous, but you don't have to starve yourself. You don't have to forsake yourself. They say charity begins at home. If you don't give to yourself first, who will? If you forget yourself, why do you feel others will not forget about you? Others will. When you take yourself first, in your scale of preference, when you start with yourself, that is when you have value in the society. That is when people will start to respect you. You can't give what you don't have. You can't give out of nothing. So you have to receive enough so that you can have overflow to give to others. You always give your time, your energy, your love to others whenever they need it, even when you are not comfortable. But let me ask you, when last did you love yourself? When last did you show yourself love? When last? People know you as a loving person. But yourself, did yourself know that you are a loving person? You always advise others. And so people cherish you for that. But when last did you advise yourself? When last did you sit down in your quiet moments to think of where you are coming from, where you are, and where you are going to? When last did you do that? You always give time to others. When last did you give at even not up to that level? When last did you give time to yourself? When last did you give yourself the time to relax? When it comes to yourself, you don't have time. When it comes to loving yourself, that is when you want to be prudent. That is when you know that you are not financially buoyant. That is when you know that you don't have enough. When it comes to yourself, that is when you economize. But when it comes to others, you don't think twice. You make a lot of sacrifices to others. But when last did you make sacrifice for yourself? When last? People treat you the way they treat you because you don't love yourself. You don't give to yourself. You always give to others. I am not saying you don't have to be kind. You have to. But show some kindness to yourself. If you forget yourself, if you can't be there for yourself, who will? Don't blame others that they forget about you. After all, even you always forget yourself. Now, let me give you the second reason why you always give, yet you always lack. The second reason why you give, yet you lack, is because you are always giving, not from your heart. Giving comes with a blessing only when you are cheerful. Giving comes with a blessing when you give from your heart. Most times, you give not from your heart. That is why you lack. That is why you are broke. Because you are not giving from your heart. The Bible said, God loves a cheerful giver. Meaning you have to give from your heart. You have to give willingly. You don't give because people want you to give. You don't give because they will feel bad. You don't give because the person wants you to give to them. You should give because it's coming from your heart. Let me tell you, when you don't give from your heart, you will give, oh, there will be no blessing attached to it. So this is the second reason why you are always giving, but you stay in lack. You don't give from your heart. You give because your religious leader wants you to give. You give because your friend felt you have to give to them. You give because those around you want you to give them. You should give because you want to give from your heart. Give because you want to give. Don't give because you are being pressured to give. Give because it's coming from your heart. And until you start to give from your heart, you won't be blessed. You don't give because you want to try to do high service. Let people see me that I'm a kind person. Let people say, oh, I'm a giver, and so you give. You are giving in grudge. You are giving with sadness. You are not giving with happiness. That is why you live in lack. Some will tell you, give what will pain you. No. Give because it's coming from your heart. Give because you are not pushed. You are not pressured to do that. Don't give because, oh, what will people say if I don't give and so you give? You will not be blessed. You will continue to live in lack. Blessed is the one that giveth than the one that taketh. If only you are giving from your heart. That is the only time that you will get the blessing. So whenever you want to give again, I want you to ask yourself this question. Am I actually giving from overflow or I'm giving from lack? And if it is lack, you don't have to. Always give from overflow. If you are living in lack, yet you are giving, you know what? That lack is a reminder to you that you are forgetting yourself. You are giving always, you are helping, And so you are supposed to live in abundance. You are not supposed to live in lack. You are not supposed to be eating from hand to mouth. You are supposed to be blessed. But if reverse is the case, then you have to know that the lack you are experiencing in life is a reminder to you, tapping you, hello, that you are forgetting yourself, that you've abandoned yourself. It is time for you to remember yourself. It is time for you to know that you actually exist. It is time to know that you need attention just the way you are giving others attention. This is Simplicity in Peak channel. I have other great content in this channel, and I want you to check them out and watch them if you have not. And if this video really makes sense to you, give it a like. And do not forget to share this video with others, because you never can tell who this video might be of great reminder to when it comes to giving. Drop your comments in the comment section below. What did you have to say concerning this video? What is your point of view? Until next time, I remain Dora Bob, your girl. I feel life for you. Who I be now? Who I be? I don't feel life for you. I love you. Take good care of yourself. You first, others second. Bye bye.